Hey everyone, welcome back to the Craft Parenting Podcast, live on YouTube.
Oh snap.
Apparently this is a thing that we're doing now.
Hey, when I can get both kids to nap in the same room, the world is our oyster. And why would we clean the house or unpack some boxes when we can podcast?
Well, we did do some work today.
And I did
We cut the grass.
unpack some boxes yesterday and
So
partially break a closet, so it's fine.
We're not being totally lazy. My name is Joe Ludwig, by the way. And with me is my lovely wife and co-host, Caroline.
Hey.
So how's it going, Caroline?
Pretty good. We took the kids to a park today. They enjoyed that.
We did. It was very warm out.
It was.
There it is. It is very warm out.
Yeah.
Because it is still warm.
Elliot got a little sticky because he was very warm. And then
His cheeks were rosy.
Yeah. And then since nobody was at the park, pretty much, their little pavilion with a mini amphitheater was completely free to the public to use without like anybody there. And Lily decided to put on a one-woman show. So it was lots of fun. I mean, technically it was a 4-person show because she kept rotating out who was on the stage. Because it'd be, I sing, then you sing, Mama, Daddy.
And then she cut you off. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
And kind of rude.
Yeah, she was like, sing a spinning song. And I sing a verse of a spinning song. And she's like, okay, Mom, you done? I just did one of the verses. Your brother is having the time of his life right now.
He
is enjoying this.
Yeah, she's a piece of work for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the podcast. This is the Craft Parenting Podcast. If you stumbled upon it, thank you for joining us. We are the podcast about two Cincinnati craft beer lovers with a parenting problem.
Yep.
And
we love them dearly.
We do.
But sometimes they are the reason why we drink.
I'm not going to say that on YouTube.
Sometimes.
But we are at least partially a craft beer podcast. Mm-hmm. So we are going to... Well, what are we drinking? We have something kind of special.
Yes. So we are drinking a crowler from MPH Brewing in Montgomery, Ohio.
Yes.
It is their Triumph Brown Ale. It is 4.9% ABV, and IBUs are made up and don't matter, but they say 20.
Yes.
And it is an easy drinking brown ale was the description that I found for it. And they don't currently have it on tap. So...
Yeah, so we went to MPH, and we're going to talk about a wide variety of topics, but MPH is on that list,
mm-hmm.
As well as we went to Brink as well.
We did go to Brink.
But first, I think we're going to discuss our daughter. We're going to talk about some parenting stuff.
Yep.
Because we haven't really talked about parenting in a while.
And we haven't. We've been talking a lot about beer.
We are the Craft Parenting Podcast. So maybe we should talk a little bit about parenting.
Every once in a while.
Yeah. So Lily, our daughter,
Did we hit the stinger or we don't need to hit the stinger?
Well, I guess we can.
I don't know.
The video doesn't... There's nothing like...
I'm used to it, though, because that tells me we're transitioning.
Okay. We're transitioning.
Okay, so we want to start off with Lily and not finish off with MPH?
Oh, we can talk about MPH.
Okay.
So we went to, as we just said, we went to MPH Brewing.
On June 17th, according to this crowler.
Yes.
So the crowler is a little over a month old now. Not the longest a crowler has sat around, but...
Yeah, we're trying to be better about that. It still holds up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a brown ale, like you said. It's kind of dark. It has the head still going.
It's a little roasty.
It's roasty. It's really good.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. And I will probably finish this before the episode ends, which doesn't always happen for me.
But we went to MPH Brewing a month ago. A little over a month ago.
After a trip to IKEA.
Yeah, and it's not very far from IKEA.
It's not super far. So we were...
It was a decent it was probably like, what, 10 minutes away, something like that.
Maybe 15 to 20.
Maybe a little longer than that.
We were just trying to figure out where we could go that we hadn't been to yet that didn't not make sense to go to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I remember. I don't know why MPH came up, but
because we hadn't been there yet.
Well, there's a lot of places we haven't been there.
Yeah, but it was
before, but I knew that they had pizza.
Yeah, we could turn it into a loop to go home. We knew that they had food that the kids would probably eat, even though that's usually a crapshoot as to whether or not the kids will eat it. But they did eat it, and they enjoyed it. Excuse me. And they had a beer garden, which we did not. We hung out inside. But the beer garden was really nice, too. So Lily wanted to dance.
So they have an outdoor area.
Mm-hmm.
And they have an indoor area. It's in Montgomery.
Yes, it is in Montgomery. Right down the street from the original Montgomery Inn.
Yeah, and I'm not super familiar with that part of town.
I'm not either.
But
because hit the button. West side. Yep.
Yeah.
Julia tried to do that in a recent episode of Truth, Beer, and Podsequences. She did okay. She's getting better at it.
She's getting better at it. Okay.
So according to their website, I'll just read the about section real fast. We are Montgomery Public House. We believe in a strong community connection, and the heart of the Heritage District is the perfect place for us. Montgomery was a logical choice not only for the historical downtown charm, but because it's the community where our families are rooted. Our goal is to offer a quality and expansive beer selection that is complemented by great food and a vibrant atmosphere. Situated in an old Italian pizzeria, we've retrofitted the space into a Euro-style pub and beer garden. And they do have a nice beer garden. There were lots of people enjoying it while we were there.
Yeah, we went a little later. It was like 1:30. We got there at like 1:30.
Yeah, and they were still really busy. So,
yeah.
Like there were still lots of people there. We didn't have to wait super long for food though.
They were mostly outside though. They weren't inside.
Yes, because the weather was nice. So a lot of people were outside. We wanted to try to keep the children contained. So we stayed inside. And so about their tap room, they have classic European, seasonal, and handcrafted beers. They are a scratch kitchen where everything is made from scratch in-house, which is super cool. And all the food was really yummy. We mostly got pizza.
Is that all they have is pizza?
No, they had some other stuff too.
Oh, did they?
Pizza is easiest to do with the children.
It was really good pizza. It was loaded with toppings. Overall, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I was a big fan.
I mean, it was in I don't know if that's like downtown Montgomery, but it had its own...
It's historic downtown Montgomery.
Okay, historic downtown Montgomery. It had its own parking lot, which is nice.
Because I was mildly worried about parking until we pulled into the parking lot. Yeah. But like if there's a ton of people there, you're going to have to park somewhere else.
It's a decently sized building. Inside was mostly just us and one other table, but outside it was full.
Yeah, most of the tables were full.
It was pretty busy.
When I took Lily around to do a loop, after we had finished eating and we were figuring out what crowlers we wanted to get, all she wanted to do was dance outside. And I was like, girl, there's a bunch of people out here.
Yeah.
We got to be respectful of them eating their meals and having their conversations. Because her big thing now is ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listen to my blank song. Fill in blank here. Or my baby brother. And then she points to Elliot, who's just like, what? What's going on?
She is not shy. No. I don't know where she gets that from.
I don't know either. Not a Girl Scout counselor. It's mystery.
It's a mystery for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. They had a private area.
Yes, they do have like a private.
We kind of sat next to it. We kind of sat on the side, but by the private area. I didn't get to go outside though, and it's because I was with Elliot.
Yeah, and he was being a little stinker. But yeah, the event space is small, so it's not like have a ton of people there, but they do have a nice little private space that you can book if you need it.
They had quite a few beers on draft.
Yep.
So they had a really wide selection.
Mm-hmm.
And they also had guest taps.
So they partner with Left Hand Brewing.
Yes.
So their partner and beer.
That was interesting.
Yeah. So their partner and beer enthusiast, Bolger, put the L in the wrong spot, has been home brewing since 1990, which was before I was born. He developed a passion for the classic styles, Belgian wit, Trappist, English, Scottish, German, Irish, and others through multiple trips around Europe. As we began to form MPH in late 2018, part of our objective was to brew some of these European styles. They not only taste great, but are traditionally underrepresented in the Cincinnati market. The last piece of the puzzle came together in late 2019 with the addition of Left Hand Brewing as a partner to complement the MPH brewing team. So if they don't have a beer on draft, like a style, they will pull a Left Hand keg of that beer to have on draft. So they don't necessarily need to have all of the things. They can always pull from Left Hand.
Is Left Hand is from Colorado? Is that
fastest fingers in the West or something?
Because
West Side.
Thank you, Caroline. Maybe I just made that up.
Longmont, Colorado.
Oh, I did. I was correct.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to guess like Denver or Boulder, Colorado.
Founded in 1993.
Really? That
according
old?
to Wikipedia.
I didn't realize that they were that old.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they're still independent then, huh?
I believe so.
How
much do you want me to look into them?
No, you don't need to look into them. We can look into them a different episode, perhaps.
We could maybe do a Left Hand episode. That'd be interesting.
I haven't had anything other than the stout.
Yeah, usually we get their stout, the milk stout.
It's a really good milk stout.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like my gateway milk stout.
Not as good as Moozy, but I'll drink it.
What I really liked in like the 2014, 2015 era, before Moozy, was the Breckenridge vanilla porter.
They did have a very tasty vanilla porter.
They got bought out though.
Yes, they did.
Sad.
Yep.
I would get that. We would go to Tavern on the Bend, and that would be my go-to.
Yep. A West Side establishment. Very West Side.
So yeah, MPH Brewing. They do good beer. I've only been once, but
the food was good. The atmosphere was great. They've got this little hop guy with the speedometer is their logo, and they do all sorts of things with him for their very popular beers. So for like their Das Weissen, they have a guy in Lederhosen where this is the head.
Oh yeah,
it's real cool.
I think that's what I got when I was there.
You did get Das Weissen.
I got
a flight.
I got the Hefeweizen.
Mm-hmm.
I only got one beer because kids were everywhere. They didn't want to sit.
No, they wanted to drink my flight.
They wanted to drink your flight.
Yeah. They were like, mine? And I'm like, no, this is mommy's. Mine? No, this is mommy's. Your sippy cups are over there.
Yeah.
Go drink your sippy cup.
Okay. So do you want to talk about Brink next?
Sure. We'll continue on with the beer.
The brewery adventures.
Yeah.
Family adventures.
If you are watching this on YouTube, the day it comes out, Brink is closed today because it is raining inside.
It stopped raining. They stopped it.
But they stopped the rain. At no point was it raining outside. So that tells you so that it was not a good problem. And they think they'll be open tomorrow. Fortunately, we brought some crowlers home. We probably won't drink them tonight. We drank one yesterday though. But we were drinking for the children.
It was a fundraiser. They do what do they call it? The Brink.
Brink for a Cause.
Brink for a Cause.
Sounds right. So one Thursday a month or every Thursday, I don't quite remember. From 5 to 10, the beers that they sell, the profit goes to some kind of organization. And on Thursday, it was Lily's school.
It was like the PTO or something.
Yeah, it was like for the PTO or the Athletics Association or something like that. So
it's not like she would benefit from it, but
no, because she's in preschool.
yeah. But
do we look for any kind of excuse to drink in relation to helping the children's schools? Potentially.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm always looking for an excuse to go to Brink.
We don't go there nearly as enough as we should.
We don't.
And there's a variety of reasons for that. One of them is that it's a small place, right?
Yeah, so it's hard to.
The most of the tables are high tops.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really suitable for toddlers.
No, and like since there's not a lot of floor space, like if the kids decide they want to start running around, it's a little bit more dangerous before we can catch them.
Yeah.
But they do have chalk outside for children to go play with chalk outside.
Oh,
but it was supposed to rain on Thursday, so we hung out inside. Yeah.
But what do we get for dinner? Because usually when we go to Brink, we get
tacos from Tortilleria Garcia. The taco joint that's like 3 doors down.
Super authentic.
Very authentic.
Tacos.
Secret menu. You can always get shrimp tacos. They just like there's a separate board that says like here are other options that's like around a corner so it's hard to see.
Yeah.
I always get shrimp tacos.
Yeah.
Always.
Except there's a miscommunication.
Yeah. Well, because
you got half shrimp, half chicken.
We had a change in childcare. So Joe's mom, like we had a switch in days. So Joe's mom was watching the kids in Hamilton on Thursday. Harrison. Totally different places for H cities. So Joe's mom was watching the kids in Harrison on Thursday. And I was working and Joe was working. So like in the office. So Joe met us at Brink and I drove to Harrison, picked up the kids and then met Joe at Brink. Normally I'm the one that goes and orders dinner. But this time Joe went and ordered dinner. And I guess you didn't do it quite right. But it was still tasty. So I got a chicken taco and a shrimp taco. Because instead of giving him 2 separate meals, they gave him
I ordered
one meal with 2 different kinds of taco.
You ordered a platter, and I guess the platter comes with 2 tacos. So I said 1 shrimp, 1 chicken.
Yeah, instead of saying you wanted 2 platters, 1 with shrimp and 1 with chicken.
Yeah, and then he's like 11. It was like $10. So I'm like, is $10 for both? And he's like, what do you mean $10 for both? I mean like 2 tacos, like two platters.
There was a mild communication issue, but it was all good. I haven't had their chicken tacos recently. No, I did.
It's like shredded chicken.
Yes.
It's like cooked like.
Yeah, because I went for Taco Tuesday with the co-ops.
It was really good.
One day.
I don't care that I got shrimp tacos. It was really good.
They are really yummy, which is why I always get them.
Like any other food. So it comes with refried beans and rice as well.
Yeah.
And I don't regret going to Brink for the children.
No. So we got a beer each. I got their raspberry sour that had a really fun name that now I don't remember what it was. Razzercise. It was Razzercise.
Yeah.
It was a good one. You got Muzi?
I got Muzi, and then they had a dark lager. My go-to is Father G's Bees.
Which they didn't have on draft at the moment. Now you can probably get it in cans in Kroger.
They didn't have anything to go in their to-go fridge either.
They had a barrel-aged barley wine.
But that's it. Yeah. Usually it's stocked.
It depends on the day.
Yeah.
So to-go beers are always up in the air, but we did get some Crowlers. We got, was it Too Old for This Wit?
Yeah.
Yeah, Too Old for This Wit is their good wit beer that we really like. The Razzercise and something else. You were the one that ordered them, and now I don't remember what they were. Because we drank the Too Old for This Wit yesterday.
It's the coffee.
Oh, yeah, we got the coffee stout.
It's an 8%.
That'll be yummy later.
Yeah. It's not something we could drink right now.
No. So like if you're going to go to Brink, think about going on Thursdays. You're supporting some kind of cause that's probably good. Lily really likes her school.
It's very similar to what the Roses does, where we did a Ron's Roost thing a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So a month ago we did a Ron's Roost fundraiser for Lily's school too, where it was turning the paper.
For that, you have to have a paper, but Brink, it's just
everything they sell.
X% of their sales from X time to X time to Y time.
Mm-hmm.
From like 5 to 10 or something.
Yep. So the kids had lots of fun sitting in their high top chairs, and we got some beers, we got some food, and had a good time.
Yeah, and I wish we could go to Brink more often.
I do too. It's just
Father G's Bees. Like, I need that. That's like my favorite brown ale. It's a brown ale, but it's honey.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a yummy one.
I guess it's kind of like honey and brown ales. Like, it's really good. We did a honey brown ale, like homebrew once.
Because of Father G's Bees. Because, yes.
Yeah.
Because you were like, I need more of this in my life.
It was really good. That was one of our better home brews, I feel like.
One of our phones was making noise.
Yeah. But we are going to talk about the coffee now.
Okay.
So we will be right back. Hey everyone, Joe Ludwig here with the one and only Caroline.
Hey.
Before we get to the main topic of today's episode, we wanted to pause briefly and tell you about how you can support the show.
So if you enjoy listening to the podcast and reading our blog posts every week, then you now have the opportunity to support the show through Buy Me a Coffee. Here's what you need to know. It's super easy to do. You don't have to set up an account to contribute. You have options. Send us a one-time donation or sign up as a member to contribute on a monthly or yearly basis. Plus, you can unlock exclusive content.
To learn more about how you can support the Craft Parenting Podcast through Buy Me a Coffee, click the link in the show notes. And now, back to the show.
Thanks, us.
All right, we are back.
Back.
I mostly wanted to do that because I was out of beer. I didn't want to be like, fill it up on camera.
Oh, I was about to pour you some more anyway, so I was picking up what you were putting down.
Yeah. So we are going to kind of transition from the beer talk and go into the parent talk.
Yep.
So we have a daughter who just went through preschool for the first time.
She was in the 3-year-old class as a 3-year-old, as opposed to some of the kids who were 4.
Yes.
Which was interesting, but you do you, boo. Because one of her good friends in the class, I'm sitting there doing a craft with Lily for their Mother's Day event. And I'm like, Lily, you're rocking this really good. Like, cause she's like trying a bunch of ovals all over each other to make a bee. And then I look over and like her friend that's sitting across from us is like, this kind of looks like a bee and it definitely has stripes and it mostly has wings. And then her mom's like, yeah, I'm not sure. Like, we're going to put her in kindergarten next year. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, because she turns 5 in like a month. And I'm like, oh, okay. This explains a lot.
It's hard because Lily looks like she's 6.
She does.
She's so tall, but she's definitely not at the level of a 6-year-old. Obviously, she's 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she acts like a 3 or a 4-year-old now because now she's getting really close to turning 4, which reminds me I need to order stuff for her Scooby-Doo themed birthday party because she would like a Scooby-Doo themed birthday party this year.
Okay,
that'll be fun. So, our
old
goals,
school Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. So our goals for Lily going into the school year was that she would make new friends, she would get used to routines. Because we are not the best at like holding on to routines at home, and that she would know her alphabet. And she rocked all of those things. She did have issues with transitions, not near as much as Elliot though.
Oh boy.
So good luck to him. And we have a magnet set that I think Mom got for Elliot. That's a bunch of letters. And she was playing with those today, like saying what all the letters were. Now she was playing with it on my back. So I don't know if she was saying the right letters.
Oh, okay.
But I'm pretty sure she was. And she spelled mommy, which was like CQXA. There's a bunch of really random letters. And she said, and I was like, what did you spell, Lily? And she said, mommy. And I was like, sweet. Good job, honey. Spelling is not on her list yet.
No. Spelling is not a thing. Writing is.
Mm-hmm. So she can write her first name.
Coloring.
And you can mostly read it. She is doing more to like color in the lines with coloring sheets.
Yeah.
She can write most of her numbers. She can recognize most of her numbers.
For sure.
Right now, Elliot is very obsessed with 5, and Lily is very obsessed with 100. She would like 100 toys. And I said, girl, you already have way more than 100 toys, and you don't play with most of them. You do not need 100 new toys. But she also says that she wants a bike, and she wants roller skates.
Yeah.
And Elliot wants a scooter, I think is what she says. That sounds right. So we got to figure out who's getting what for Lily's birthday between like bike, balance bike, scooter.
I guess so.
Here's a bunch of protective equipment because Elliot's gonna
elbow pads, helmet, knee pads.
On a brief Elliot aside, our front entryway is great. It's not like the worst front entryway built in the early 2000s, because it's not a ton of dead space. It's just more dead space than I would like. And we have an open hallway where there is a railing because the hallway lines up with the stairs going down.
Oh, yeah.
And today Elliot was a monkey. And as I'm finishing up my breakfast, Joe is like, where is your parent or guardian? He had only gone over like 2 steps, which I think was just like where he could pull himself up.
This is what I was afraid of when we decided to buy the house.
I knew this was going to happen. I just knew it was a matter. I just didn't know when. So Elliot was a monkey, and was thinking about inching across the length of the hallway on the stairs side. So that's a thing that he does now. I have to tell Mom about that one somehow.
Yeah, I wasn't happy about that.
Yeah, he's a little daredevil. Not as much as Lily. He's a little more cautious than Lily, but he is more injury prone. Because as soon as Lily does it, he's like, okay, I can do that too, and try to dive into it.
I think he would. He's going to pass Lily in the coming years.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's just a matter of when.
Yeah.
So Lily had lots of fun at preschool. She was super bummed when she was no longer going to school because she wanted to see all of her friends. Mm-hmm. And it's still, anytime we go to the park and there are other children there, she's like, my friends. And I'm like, you don't know who these people are.
For real.
And usually they're at least like 3 or 4 years older than her. And they're like, who are you? And I'm like, this is Lily. She's 3. She just wants to be everybody's friend.
You have to remind everyone. She looks like she's 6.
Yeah.
But she's 3.
This is Lily. She's almost 4. Oh, this is my kid that's almost 4. Lily is a whole head taller. My husband's tall. She got the genes.
Elliot, not so much yet.
Not yet. Yeah. So
we'll see what happens when he's older.
Mm-hmm. So poor Elliot, because his birthday's in February, he cannot attend preschool until he is 3.5.
I know.
So he has to go through a whole nother year of being home while Lily is at school. And most story times in our area are from like 10:30 to 11. And Lily's preschool pickup time is 11. So it's not even like Elliot can hang out at story time while Lily is at preschool. Unless the preschool is fine with her getting picked up at like 11:15. But I don't think they will be.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think they will be either.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we would like to go home too. So he will just get to hang out with Grandma and Oma and have in-home preschool. But like Lily's teaching him a lot too, so that's useful. Thomas is also teaching him a lot because he knows what all of the tank engine numbers are. So if you like, oh, it's Thomas, and he's like, "Ima number 1 engine," and then Percy X.
Yeah, he
And
knows
then-
all their numbers.
What number is James? Ive. Elliot, what's your favorite number? Ive. And I'm like, Elliot, you get 2. Ive. I get Ive. And I'm like, no, you only get 2. Ive. It's his favorite number right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
His favorite color is green.
yes. It kind of flip-flops between green and yellow, but green seems to be a bit more dominant.
I've never heard him say yellow.
He doesn't say yellow, but he goes for like the yellow toys or the yellow coloring utensils sometimes.
Construction site is his thing too.
Yes.
Right now.
Everything is a construction site if there is a large truck there. Doesn't matter what it is, it's now a construction site. Elliot said so.
Yep. And he's around a lot of construction sites, so
Yeah.
he loves it.
If we go through our neighborhood the right way, we pass 3.
Yes.
So
One of them is a really large construction site.
Yes. So he is in heaven. It'll be a construction site for a very long time. And then they just started construction near Oma's house.
Yes.
So he is just surrounded by construction sites and he is in heaven.
Yeah, I dropped him off the last 2 days and we just watched the trucks.
Mm-hmm.
We could see him from my parents' driveway. We could see him through the house.
Yeah.
They were digging.
Yeah. So Lily has been out of school for like a month and a half-ish now. She still has about a month and a half before she goes back to school because the big kids go back to school mid-August, but she goes back to school the end of August
Yeah.
because the preschool has a later start.
Before Labor Day.
Yep. And we have the main school supply list, but I don't have the preschool school supply list yet. I'm assuming it's the same as last year,
Don't
which
make
is
that
what
mistake.
I should have bought, not what I did buy.
Don't make that mistake again.
Will not make that mistake twice.
We did a whole podcast episode about that.
We did. Because I was like, what? Why does Lily need this? Oh, she doesn't. That was the wrong school supply list. Whoops. I was not using the full process of my brain.
The thunker.
Yeah, my thunker was not kathunkin.
I would say that last year, Lily's imagination has taken off.
Oh, the last like month and a half, it has exploded. It's I kitty, you kitty. One night as I was trying to put Lily to bed, she was a baby butterfly and I was a mama butterfly.
Yes.
And we had a 5 to 10 minute line of conversation of where do butterflies sleep? What do butterflies eat? And how do butterflies go to the bathroom? And I was like, girl, it is almost 10 o'clock. You need to go to bed. And she just had more questions.
She's asking the hard questions, Mom.
She really is. So I think goals for this year will be continuing to make new friendships and get her last name in the mix. Because it took a while it took quite a few times of us saying like, this is your full name for her to be like, oh yeah, that's my name. Well, that's not my name. My name Lily. I'm like, okay, yes, that's one part of your name. You have a very long name. We need to know all parts of the name.
Well, she should be able to write her full name, Lillian, too.
I wasn't going to make her do that.
Yeah, make her do it.
You make her do it. I ain't doing it. So if we can get her first and last name, more numbers, more shapes, more colors, and just getting a little bit more into that school routine, because then we'll have to make the decision of, Does Lily go to pre-K or does Lily go to kindergarten?
Because she is in the September birthday.
Yep, she can swing either way. Elliot
I was
doesn't get much of a
mid-September.
choice.
Like I was mid-September and I went to pre-K.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I did 2-year preschool, and I don't know that I did 3 years necessarily.
Yeah. Well, and so like the
But I
pre-K,
did do pre-K.
like she could have technically gone to pre-K this year.
Yeah.
And the pre-K class is a little bit more structured and a little closer to kindergarten.
Yeah.
Versus the 4s class is a little more loosey-goosey.
Okay. But her birthday is like the very beginning of September.
Yep, it's Harry Potter Day. Well, Hogwarts Day.
If you know what that means. If you know, you know. I'm not going to say her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
But it's at the very beginning of September, which is, it's hard, right? Because you're at the, she'll either be the youngest or the oldest.
Yeah.
Elliot will be somewhere in the middle because his birthday's in February.
Correct.
I guess he'll be younger, though. Yeah, you don't really think about that. Like, you know, when you have kids, you're like, you know, you send them to school, but you don't think about, you know, the
logistics behind it.
The logistics of the preschool situation.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Where do they go to preschool? Montessori or not Montessori? All day or half day?
Well, Lily goes to half day preschool.
Yes, Lily goes to half day preschool.
The kindergarten decision, I don't know if he'll do full day or I don't know what they offer even.
Yeah. So this year, one of our challenges is going to be to actually attend open houses at the schools around us, so we can find out what's going on and what it is that we need to do, and then have Lily take the kindergarten test or whatever it is that she needs to do before she.
Is there a
can enroll.
test?
So yes, there is.
What?
It's like a little test, just to make sure they have some of the basics down before they go to kindergarten. If they're like on the edge of could go one way, could go the other way.
Okay.
I think, yeah, there's a kindergarten screener, because one of my mom friends posted about it, and their kid was doing it like the end of last school year or like the beginning of summer or something like that.
Well, I would like her to learn to read. Like they do that in kindergarten these days.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
like sight words.
I don't remember doing that in kindergarten.
I remember was that kindergarten or first grade. I had a ring because we had so many different like laminated note cards on ring clips of like, here are just all of your sight words. And it was like the, and, a, with, this. So you could just cycle through all of them, but they were all together.
Yeah, I don't remember doing that. I remember writing, I guess.
And I remember we like made little books too, where it'd be like, this is dog, and then you draw a picture of a dog.
Yeah.
Or like, I went to pumpkin patch, and like your teacher would like write out pumpkin patch, and then you would like write over it or
Tracing.
down below.
You would trace a lot.
Yeah.
And then I guess you would do lines P, 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 P.
Which Lily's doing some over the summer too. Like she did that at school. We're working with her a bit over the summer too to keep some of that stuff up. Elliot's trying to figure it out.
Yeah, he gets... Yeah, he, like you said, he's not even close to school.
No.
Like they won't even touch him. Like,
Yeah.
As far as... They won't even consider him.
No, not yet. So mom did say the preschool that she works at part-time, if they were willing to take him halfway through the school year, would we be willing to do that?
No.
And I was like, one, there has to be a space open, and two, you're joining halfway through the year. They're not really huge fans of that because that's when they start to like super get into their routines, as far as instead of me reminding you to do things, I can be like, hey, it's time to clean up. Like, what are the 4 things that we have to do? And the kids can say, these are the 4 things that we have to do. And then mostly follow through with doing them. as opposed to throwing a new kid in the mix who doesn't know anything.
Well, speaking of Elliot, let's talk about something that he is initiating.
Yes.
If I can talk. He lately he wakes up and he doesn't like the feel of the diaper on him.
No.
The wet diaper or the any diaper. He doesn't like that anymore. So he likes to take his diaper off randomly, which is
it's a sign
that
he's getting ready for potty training.
And he tells us that, he went and stuff.
Yeah.
After the fact.
Yeah. We're working on the beforehand.
He doesn't say, I have to go yet. But he does take the diaper off because it's uncomfortable. And he understands that he did the thing in his pants or whatever.
And we're working on just trying to get him on the potty more often to be like, hey, this is what it's like when you do go.
Yeah.
And hope that we get lucky and he actually goes one of the times.
So those two things that's typically as the sign that he's ready to potty train.
Yeah. And
so we've been slowly doing that.
Yep. So because he's been trying to sit himself on the potty too after Lily goes to the potty. First thing in the morning, I've started throwing him on the potty, and that's the only super set time we're putting him on the potty at this point. But he gets a tattoo and an M&M for everything that he does on the potty.
Yes.
So this morning he got 2 tattoos and 3 M&Ms because a poop is 2 and a pee is 1. And so that was a big milestone. And now it's hey, see, now you see what your reward is for doing this thing. And we just have to hope that we can get him to do it a few more times on accident. And then by doing it on accident, he can figure out, oh, this is what it feels like. And now maybe I can do it on purpose.
The biggest hurdle, I think, is getting him to sit for a long period of time.
Yeah, getting him to sit still is a big issue. Lily, it wasn't too bad because I could read her a book. Or we could just sit and chit-chat with whatever chit-chat was at that point. Elliot is a little more antsy and wants to be in things. So
He's a lot younger than Lily was.
No, I mean, we started Lily at 18 months. But we didn't get super serious about it until she was a little bit closer to 2.5.
Until she was 3.
Well, 3, no, so 2.5 was when we started to get serious about it. 2 3/4 was when we were like, oh no, we need to do this because we signed you up for school.
Because Lily didn't tell us.
Yeah, she did not tell us. And that's the
final step. So
yes.
the being uncomfortable is step 1. The telling us after the fact, that's step 2. Telling us before and then going, that's step 3.
Yep. So we are starting our potty training journey. We've saved 3 diapers so far, maybe 4. So progress. And we'll just see where it goes. We've already got training underpants for him. So we just have to decide what Saturday we're just going to hang out in the house and not do anything else. And then just see what happens.
Yeah.
It'll be a mess, but we can clean it up. So it's fine. And it's a learning experience. That's what it is. It's it happened, but now you know what it feels like. Let's try to not do this again. Not, oh my goodness, why did you do this thing? And then make him feel all ashamed about it.
No, you don't want to do that. I think you just take it slow. He has, a year and a half basically until he goes to preschool.
Yeah, he's got a whole other calendar year.
Yeah.
And a little bit more.
So he doesn't technically have to get potty trained anytime soon, but he obviously wants to.
I mean, he sees big sister do it all the time, so it's what's she doing and how can I do that? And now we've added M&Ms into the game, so maybe that'll help a bit.
Yeah.
Our kids are very food motivated.
For sure.
Just like our one dog is very food motivated. Training dogs and training kids is more similar than people like to admit that it is.
it's not quite as similar, but I mean, there are some differences, obviously.
Yeah. Because the main difference is with kids, you've got like 1 to 3 or 4 years of like potty training and teaching you how to eat simple things versus dogs. Like that's all crammed into like the first 8 weeks. And then it gets easier.
They do age a little faster. That's why they have dog ears and people ears.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Zoe and Clara are definitely starting to enjoy the effects more of the kids being older, because they're a little more likely to be affectionate and a little less likely to be tuggy and pushy.
Yeah.
And they are definitely working on their, hey, tiny human, you should give me some food. So the kids do feed them on the sly from time to time.
They do. What did Elliot say this to you? Like doggy cleanup?
He did. So
for lunch?
Today for lunch, we had crackers and salami. And Elliot had got crumbs all over the table. Lily did too. But Elliot wasn't near as bad as she was because she turned into a doggy halfway through eating. And I was like, okay, bud, we have to clean up the table. And he had one of his little plush doggies sitting on the table watching him eat. He put the doggy in the middle of the crumbs and said, doggy, clean up.
He's funny.
He is.
And he's starting to talk more.
He is. And he's starting to be silly about it too. Because Mom drew a cat and a dog on the sidewalk because Elliot wanted her to draw a cat and wanted her to draw a dog. And he kept pointing to the cat and saying dog and the dog and saying cat and then would giggle. Mom thinks that he was making fun of her.
Oh.
I don't know. I was not there. But I'm like, okay, at least that's like a sign that he for sure knows what he means, but he knows that he's messing it up on purpose. So he's trying to be silly. He's going to be a jokester. But he also does whatever Lily says.
He's definitely a class clown material.
Yeah.
He has a mischievous smile. He's had it since he was born.
He has.
It was always kind of mischievous. I don't know how.
Like I'm up to something.
Like I don't know how to describe it. It was like since he was born, he's always had this type of smile.
Yeah. And Lily can get him to do almost anything. So the other day I was sitting on the couch and I was a car. So I was stuck in one spot because I was the car. And Lily told Elliot that he was a doggy. So he started walking around on all fours and saying woof woof. So then she grabbed the leash and hooked it to the back of his shirt.
Yes.
And walked him around the house like a dog while he's going woof woof, woof woof, woof woof. And she's like, doggy, get in the car. And so he hops up on my back and is like, woof, 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 woof. It is adorable and mildly concerning.
They do like to pretend that they're animals. It's very strange. I don't understand it. Particularly the kitty part. I kind of understand like that they want to pretend to be dogs. Like we have 2 dogs.
Yes.
They're around a lot of dogs. My parents have 2 dogs. My brother has 2 dogs.
But Lily is obsessed with cats.
But yeah, I don't understand the cat part.
It's because it's the only thing that she doesn't have. Literally anything that she wants, she has. Except for a cat.
Yeah, maybe.
That's got to be it. Or it's because I'm highly allergic and we cannot have one at all.
You cannot.
And the universe is like, haha, your child is going to want cats. Because like I was obsessed with cats for a little bit too. But that was before we knew that I was allergic to cats.
Yeah.
And then we just thought that I was weird, kind of sick. And then
You're allergic to dogs too.
I am, but I can mitigate that with allergy meds. It's a lot harder to do that with cats.
Yeah.
Cats always bug me no matter how much medication I'm on. Dogs, not so much.
Is there anything else?
I mean, both our kids are learning and growing, and today we went to a park that had like a mini forest as the playground, and there was a fake stream that went through the forest. And so Lily was like, I'm running on the blue path. And I'm like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. You just ran around the tunnel and around the hill. So, like, getting them to do mini obstacle courses, they're totally down for it now.
They like to run.
Yes. Lily was, like, hopping from log to log, whereas Elliot was, like, stepping down and then step to log, step down, step to log. Because that's just where he is in his gross motor development. Whereas Lily's more getting into, like, I can hop from one thing to another and be less likely to fall. She kind of did a balance beam and it worked out. So it's cool to watch them grow up and they're having a good time doing it.
Yeah. And, yeah.
And now we got to get ready for fancy dinner.
We're going to Dayton.
Yep. We're going to Dayton for a birthday party.
Or I guess Dayton area.
And it'll be a fancy dinner. Which we did not get a sitter for, so the kids will be joining us. They'll be fine.
Well, the location changed, so.
Yeah, it got more fancy on us. It's okay. One of us can run outside with the kids for like 10 minutes, and then we can take turns.
Yeah. We'll let you know how it goes, I guess.
Yeah, that might be a whole other episode on Sunday. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens for sure.
Yep. So thanks for tuning in. We are the Craft Parenting Podcast. We can be found at Craft Parenting Podcast on most social media platforms. If you want to get a hold of us via email, it's craftparentingpodcast@gmail.com, all one word.
Do us a favor and smash that like button. Share the show with your friends.
And ring that notification bell.
Because we randomly go live.
We do.
Very randomly.
I think we sent out a message like 2 minutes before we went live today.
I always try to do that. Yeah.
It's not guaranteed though.
It's just whenever the kids nap and whenever we can podcast. I'll post the audio on Thursday in the RSS feed, so you can listen that way if you want on Thursday.
Or you can see our lovely faces.
Yeah, and we're on all the social media. Facebook, did you already say that? Facebook, yes. Twitter.
Rate and review on your favorite podcatcher of choice. I am at Caroline Creates Crafts on Instagram, though I have not been super active recently.
And I am at Craft Parenting Joe on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And I have been active lately.
You have been. We have been having some interesting beers lately.
I've been grilling.
Yep.
A lot. So
oh my goodness, the photo of you and Elliot grilling together is adorable.
Yeah. He likes to mimic, so.
He does.
Actually, all little kids like to mimic. I had a coworker stop me because I do our communication or whatever. I had a coworker stop me, and there's like a newsletter that I do that has like you can submit personal stuff. So I submitted that photo, and he stopped me and he's like, that reminded me of me and my son, like cutting the grass, and his son would have the lawnmower with the bubbles.
Yeah. So we've got a little pretend grill, and we set the pretend grill next to the real grill, and Joe is grilling while Elliot is grilling.
Yeah.
With air quotes.
So the little kids like to mimic their dads and their moms.
And Lily's getting more into doing like chores. She's like, I want to wash the dishes. Sweet. Okay, you can help me wash the dishes. It's more of a water table experience, but
yeah,
she's learning how to wash the dishes and where stuff goes and where it gets put
away. She likes to cook too.
Yes, she has. So let's see here. What was I cooking the other day?
Fajitas. You were cooking. I don't know what.
We'll say it was the shrimp meal that I made the other day.
Was it the thing from scratch that you made?
So like Lily was stirring it while I was like getting other things around. Oh no, we were making breakfast, and Lily did the sausage almost all by herself.
Oh yeah.
Like I set it up, and
you
I started to cook it, and Lily was like, "I help," and I'm like, "Sweet, okay, wash your hands. Here's the step stool. Here's what we need to do." And I was able to like make sure Elliot didn't kill himself and get the table set and like get some other things started while she was doing that all by herself.
Yeah. she actually enjoys doing that stuff, which is great. I mean, the kids should help, right?
Yep. I'll have her making bread in no time. She wants me to make scones tomorrow. So we're making scones tomorrow.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. Is that something that you can just make and it's available?
I have a box kit, so it'll be super easy.
It's not like something that needs to like rise or something.
No, but the more into this stuff that she gets, the more likely that's going to happen.
Okay.
So this is your warning about that.
I'm all down for homemade bread. I mean,
I will just commandeer the bread maker that your dad commandeered, and we can use that.
Oh.
As long as I give him a loaf of bread every 5, he won't care.
I think that's what he wants. He wants someone else to make the bread.
He does. Oh my goodness. So Joe's dad got a bread maker from his parents' house because, well, it's got recipes. Like, I've got all of his bread recipes. I can make bread. And I'm like, when do you ever cook?
Or bake.
Or bake. Cooks maybe like once a month. Bakes literally never.
I mean, he's like,
So I'm like,
he grills. I don't know.
He grills from time to time. But it's like, you might as well just give me the bread maker, and every 5th loaf of bread I'll give to you.
We don't even have room for that, though.
We don't.
Unfortunately.
Until we like unpack more boxes and organize things a bit more, then we will have room for it.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
But I'm Joe.
And I'm Caroline.
And we'll see you guys next time on the Craft Parenting Podcast.
Bye.
Hang on.
Oh, snap. Too many buttons.
There it is.
We're professionals.